Okay, so today we're going to be talking about identifying direct variation equations. So basically, you're going to have to look at the equation that it gives you, and you're going to have to determine, is it a direct variation equation, and what is k, which is the constant of proportionality. I know you guys are like, what is that, seventh? Don't worry, we're going to get through it. Okay, so a direct variation equation is essentially always going to be in one set of format. Um, and that format is always going to be y equals kx, okay? Where k is your constant, okay? Um, Meaning that value is not going to change regardless of what type of equation it throughout the equation, um, whatever. Anyway, so when you are looking at these equations, okay, so let's look at the first one. You have 8y equals 5x. You can look at this and say, well, it's not exactly in this format, right? There's a number in front of the y, and then you have 5x. It's not necessarily what form is it in now, but can it be put into the form that you're looking at? So when you're doing this, you're going to have to do a little bit of moving around. So 8y equals 5x, right? So essentially, you need to solve for y. Can you solve for y? And then after you solve for y, will it be into this format? So what you're going to do is you're going to divide by 8, right, to get the y by itself. And then I'm going to divide on both sides. So that crosses out, but then I'm left it on this side. So it's y equals 5/8 x. Okay. Now, is that is that right? Does that work? Well, y equals 5/8 x. Now, I have my y here. Let me put this in a different color. Y is there. And then I have this constant, 5/8, right there. And then I have x. Okay, so again, it's sort of like when you're graphing a line, y is y and x is x, and then what's in front of it, what the numbers are. It's sort of like that same concept. So you now have it in the same format, which means that yes, this is a direct variation. Now, the question is it, what is k? So if you look at it again, the only number that you're left with is 5/8. So you're going to put 5/8 here. That's all you need to do. Okay, so essentially, for you guys that like steps, step 1, solve for x. And then step 2, identify if it is in the right format. And then 3, identify k, if there is a k. If you only need to do 3 if it is in the right format. Anyway, so that is how you do the first one. Now, you're going to get a question that's like this here, right? That's going to be a little bit more involved. So you're again going to write out the equation. 4x equals negative 5y plus 7, and then you're going to solve for y. Now, I'm just going to make this a little easier so I don't have to do this. I don't have to run around too much to find this. So negative 5y equals 4x minus 7, and then divide everything by negative 5. So y equals negative 4/5 x minus 7/5. Now, I cannot combine these two because we don't know what x is, but you don't even need to really go that far. You can see y, right, k, and then x, which is essentially, the same thing that we have here, right there. But there's a little extra dude on the end. If you have this extra plus, minus, something on the end that you can't combine with the rest of the equation, it is not right. Okay, so because it is like this, and you have this little doodad on the end, this is not a direct variation. And because it is not a direct variation, you do not need to solve for that. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Let me know if it doesn't, and we can talk about it, or I can show you another example, but let me know, and good luck.